The loss of power for a few days will be a huge inconvenience, but for the most vulnerable, it can have far more serious consequences. Good evening, I'm Alan Martin.
And I'm Veronica Dela Cruz. KPIX 5's John Ramos met with volunteers and caregivers who are checking on seniors, some whom have no idea about these power shutdowns.
PG&E has been telling people for months to prepare for a power outage, but there are those who simply can't. To meet them, you just have to take a ride with Dean Langston.
The last two homes I went to, both of the ladies were on oxygen.
Dean is a volunteer driver for Meals on Wheels and says most of the elderly clients on his delivery list have no idea what's going on.
The thought hasn't even crossed many of their minds that they need some water and some basic food, and that the refrigerator might shut off for a few days and the food might go bad.
That was true of Ellen Taggart today. She lives alone in her San Ramon apartment and seemed confused by the things Dean was telling her.
I'm all mixed up, that I don't know what you're doing, or how to do it, or when it's doing. I haven't even thought about this.
The flashlight in her living room was broken, but Dean helped her find a working one near her bed. He tried to warn her about the danger of food spoiling, but it didn't seem to register. And then he said the one thing that really meant something to Ellen.
Somebody will be by tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, and let me know. I don't know what the hell this is anyway. Excuse my English.
It was pretty much the same thing at every stop. Some clients had more awareness than others, but none have the ability to care for themselves, especially alone and in the dark.
Yeah, I just hope they don't eat some bad food at some point.
This is kind of scary, isn't it?
A little bit. For this demographic, it is.
There are 1,000 people who survive on what Meals on Wheels brings them in the Diablo region alone. And the program's nutrition services manager says if the power is cut to their kitchen, they will not be able to provide food. Do you think the people who make these kind of policies understand that there are this many vulnerable people out there?
I think it would be good for them to go on a ride along and see what situation these people live in and what might happen if the power does go out for that length of time.
Meals on Wheels says even if the kitchen is shut down, they will continue the daily welfare visits, because without them, this attempt to prevent a disaster could easily cause one. In Walnut Creek, John Ramos, KPIX 5.
Now, the Meals on Wheels Diablo region has a team of 400 volunteers and services the areas of Central and East Contra Costa County.